Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're gonna go over my top 10 products of 2021. Now, this was kind of difficult to rein it in because y'all know I love eyeshadow. I love makeup in general, but I really love eyeshadow. But I didn't want to make it all eyeshadow because there's actually a lot of other products that I use constantly that I don't talk about as much. So that's what we're going to do today. And you know, these may change by the end of the year and they may not. So far, these things have really stood out in my mind to be favorites. Now, there isn't a ton of eyeshadow in here, surprise, surprise, because as much as I love eyeshadow, not everything is something that's like, ooh, you're going to be in my favorites, even if I like it, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go over my actual favorites that I use all the time. So first up, this is the Fenty Eavesdrops. I have the shade number 11. It's what I'm wearing today on my skin, and my skin looks absolutely amazing. I love the formula on this skin tint. It really does kind of perfect the skin, and it has more coverage than some of them, but it really blends out beautifully. Absolutely beautiful. And it is like a true neutrally undertoned foundation. Like a lot of times skin tints, they either pull warm or cool, and this one to me is very true neutral, which I am. I have more of an olivey undertone, but this is amazing. And I have a couple of other skin tints because I've got like the Urban Decay one, and I can't see all of them right now, but this is my favorite, and this one I can't put down. Like, I love how it sets, it stays where it's supposed to. This is so, so good. So good. I definitely recommend that. Then, because y'all know I've tried a bajillion bronzers this year. I've done the Mario one, the CXC Beauty, the one from Patrick Ta. I've had a bunch of bronzers, but my favorite, and if you've been watching me lately, since I've got this, I have used it so much, and that is the Glow Wish by Huda Beauty. Now, I have the shade 3, Tan Light. It's the bronzer I'm wearing today. This is just the most beautiful bronzer on my skin. I love the way that this performs. I know some people don't love it, but like, it blends out like a dream. And it is more of like, if you look, you can see it is more of that cooler tone, which works well on my skin tone. But you see how that just gave my hand the most natural looking bronze? Like, I don't know. There's just something about this. This is so good. And like, I would probably already, even though I've only had it like a month or so, rank this as one of my, if not my favorite bronzer. I have not been able to put this down. It is so good. Like, see how it looks on the forehead? It's just so natural looking. So natural. It's just, I don't know. This is pure perfection. Mwah. Chef's kiss. So good. So stunning. I cannot wait till they come out with more stuff in this line. Next up is blush, and that is the Pat McGrath Labs, the Skin Fetish Divine Blush in Desert Orchid. This is my favorite color out of the collection. Now, there were 9 released. I bought 7. I should have bought the 9. But this is a beautiful neutral toned blush. And like, you see it right there on the skin. Like, as I said, it's just a beautiful neutral. Like, it's not a blush that stands out. It gives a flush to the cheek, but it isn't like a blush that's like, oh, she's wearing a ton of blush. It's not that kind of powder. Like, this is just the perfect neutral undertone blush kind of thing. And this is the type of blush that I love to wear. This, like, I don't wear a lot of pink blushes, as I'm wearing a pink blush today, but I really don't. And this is perfection. I love that color. That's a blush that I can throw on with absolutely anything. All of the blushes in the collection are beautiful, at least the ones that I have, which is 7 out of the 9. I love to wear them. They're my favorite blushes at this point to wear. They're not too pigmented, but I don't know, they're just beautiful. But that is, I don't know, Mama Pat's got something with her powders. She really does a good job. Now I have a highlight to mention, and this is the Makeup by Mario. This is the Honey highlighter. This is the Soft Glow highlighter. This is what she looks like on the inside. And she's blingy, like when you swatch her. But whenever you like blend it out, you see how blingy that looks? It just blends out to the most like lit from within. See that? But it still has like a wet lookingness to it, but not too much. See what I mean? Like, see how much softer and more, like, I don't know. This just looks more beautiful on the skin than, you know, one with nothing. And I don't know. This is gorgeous. I have used it so many times. I accidentally stuck my finger in it, but it's a beautiful formula. And I hope he comes out, like, I like his powder products a whole lot. And I hope that there comes out with more because this one is so good. So good. And it was a toss up between that one and the new Pat McGrath one. The new Pat McGrath one is really pale on me right now and a little too icy. That's why I went with the Honey over it. I think that they're both beautiful highlights though, just in case you're wondering. And next up is some lip products, and this is the Kaleidos Lip Clay. This is the nude set because this is the set I wear all the time. And they come in this tin. I think you can buy them individually now. And this shade, which is Dune, is the one I wear the most. But it has like, okay, so it's like a matte liquid lipstick, and it does kind of drive it down, not completely. But look how you can see how it just blurs the lines on your skin, which is something I love. It feels nice and comfortable. It doesn't feel like it's sucking all the moisture out of your lips, because you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of liquid lipsticks that you put it on and you're like, did I just eat a lemon? Because it's like, oh, I just want to walk around looking like this because it's so dry. And this doesn't do that. And I hope that they come out with more because I love, 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 love this formula. This formula right here is, at the moment, unless something else better comes out, this is my favorite liquid lipstick formula. Hands down, no holds barred. It's so good, so good. Let's go ahead and do an eyeshadow palette. And this is the W Moro palette, the Glam Moro palette. This is from Glam Shop Poland. So this is actually the camo palette, is what that name is in English. Glam Shop is new on my radar, but their formula is beautiful. Like, their marble shades, look how shiny that is. Mac needs to take a page from Glam Shop's book, honestly. But it has those good grungy greens that I absolutely love. But see how beautiful and shiny, like, this is just my ideal color story, color palette. I think it's phenomenal, phenomenal quality. Now, the thing with Glam Shop is, because it is a Polish indie brand, it does take some time to get to you unless you pay for expedited shipping, and expedited shipping is expensive. So whenever I order from them, I try to wait and order several things that I've been eyeing for a while. So that way it's not like I'm paying that $25 for shipping every week. Next up, this is a product from Melt. This is one of their glitter gels. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember for sure. And this is, it's a glitter pot. This is from their Mary Jane collection. And again, I hope that they come out with more of these. This texture is so different than any of the other like glitter gel things that I have. It doesn't have a lot of base pigment to it, but the way that these perform, it's, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but like, they lay down beautifully. You can use them on your nails, but they have a beautiful texture to them because of the different size glitter particles in them, and it dries. It dries completely. So once this is dry, it's not gonna go anywhere. And I don't know, like, I used to be absolutely obsessed with the Steely Glitter and Glows, and I still love my Glitterly Obsessed from ColourPop, but I do think that this is a better formula. And if you're looking for some glitters, that, I mean, and the colors that they've got now are kind of basic because Mary Jane was not like wham bam in your face, but I don't know, it's so good. And now I look like a Twilight vampire, which, you know, I don't mind. Next up, this is the Adept Coating Palette. And I have all three, and all three of the Adept palettes came to me this year. Plain Jane was released last year though, or did it come last year? I don't know. But Adept has such an unusual formula, and this palette has beautiful, I mean, when I say beautiful multi-chromes, it's like they're multi-chromes, look at this. So they're absolutely stunning, but there's something about this that they're like shiny, very, very shiny, but they almost have like this satiny quality to them. And those colors, I mean, look at that. You can see that shift, mama, for days, But the rest of their ACI formula, like they're very wet feeling. It's almost like a gel texture, and it's so good. So good. I would recommend any of their palettes, and I would recommend pretty much, as far as I know, all of the ACI shades that I have tried have been amazing. So I would recommend anything from Adept at this point. But yeah, this palette, and I think that this palette speaks to me the most because it's got grungy, but then it's got a bright pink because I love pink eyeshadow. And this makes beautiful, beautiful looks. And even though it only has 2 mattes, the mattes you can do a lot with this color story. But yeah, this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, next up, this is the Patrick Ta Precision Gel Eyeliner in Deep Bronze. I said this when I got this. I hope that they do more colors in these because these are so good. So, as I said, I have the shade Deep Bronze. I guess I can show you. Look how easily that just kind of glides on. It is a beautiful formula. You can smudge it out if you need to, and then it dries and it will stay in the waterline once it dries down, and it doesn't take long. But these are so creamy, but they stay where you want it to. Because sometimes lip liners and eyeliners are one of those kinds of things in my book that sometimes when you go to use them, they're either too hard or too soft. Like if they're too hard, it's like dragging it across your lips or your eyes, and it's terrible. And if they're too soft, it wants to bleed. It doesn't want to stay in place. This does exactly what it's supposed to, and I love the color. I love the shade. I love the texture of these, and I am wanting more from him. Like he needs to come out with some fun colors in these, because I missed the Marc Jacobs ones, and I think that this is actually, to me, a better formula than the Marc Jacobs ones, which says a lot because I have a lot of those because I loved that formula. So now we're on to our last product. And this one was very difficult for me to decide on, but then it wasn't. And that is the Glamlight and Michaela palette. And the reason why I chose this, because like I love the Lethal Traces Dead. There's been so many palettes that I love, but you wanna know why I chose this? Because it's got a good variety of mattes. The mattes perform beautifully, but the shimmers, mama, are everything. Like I did 3 looks with this, and I'm like, I want to do even more, which tells you, look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. And I mean, look, matte, great shimmers. This is a complete package. Like, and to me, what's good about it too is, you know, whenever I first saw the palette, I was like, wow, that's a little big, and it's a little disconnected because you've got these 2 rows of neutrals up here, and it's like, okay, do you really need those? Because this color story down here would be beautiful. But honestly, this is great by itself too. So if you're someone who's like me who loves color and neutral, this is a great palette because it has a little bit of everything. It's not outrageously expensive, especially for the quality of shadows that you're getting. This is only $42. 42 doll hairs. Dollars. That's cheap for a 30 pan eyeshadow palette. And you can use a discount code. I use KH Makeup, which is Karen Harris. She's a friend of mine. But yeah, this is amazing. absolutely amazing. All the metallics in here are beautiful. All the mattes are phenomenal. And I would recommend that palette to anybody. And I think as of right now, that is #1 in my 2021 things. Now, if that changes, which is a good possibility because the bronzer and the lipsticks are everything, but let me know down below what your favorite product so far of 2021. Let me know if there's anything that I mentioned that you love. But I guess that's it. Don't forget to check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. But I guess that's it. So we shall see y'all later. Bye.